Hi everyone, welcome once again to the Manhood Diaries. What's that? It's just three guys sitting around scratching their heads talking about their balls. Today we're going to talk about this age-old myth. Does size really matter? Is the size of the penis what makes or breaks a deal? Well, we're going to throw it open. I've got Ankush and I've got Jivishu with me. And here we're going to talk about this age-old myth. Does size really matter? Hit us hard.
You're talking to me? No, it doesn't. Half an inch is a size, okay? No, jokes apart, but I think for me, I only got to know size wala part much later when I started experimenting with porn to be looked at, right? I wasn't doing the comparison part probably. So, and everybody thinks like for them that is the biggest, and very early on, this is where we're talking about nascent stages of teenage. I don't think so. There's a comparison standard or a set standard for it. So does it matter? I would be the worst guy for answering it because I've not used it for my pleasure. For me, I'm sure anybody for that matter, small or big, if they're pleasuring themselves, it works for them. It is the other person who's the recipient of it has to be the right person to answer.
Right.
I hope not, and I am sure it's a very skill-based thing. But yeah, looking at the parameters of porn, I'm sure it does at some point, yeah.
How about you, Ankush?
Yeah, exactly what he said. I think it's a question better to be answered by people who are interacting with it. But in my own interactions with a cock, like of somebody else's cock also, I think it really depends. Some people really for them size does matter, and well that's what it is. And for some people it doesn't. Some people are demisexual. They just get aroused by romance. So
I think it's also one of those things. If you have it, then you would say it is better.
Right.
It's like how tall are you? How tall are you? 6. I'm 5'4". I always come up with defenses of or the good things about being short. So I think it's very subjective, as he rightly said, that if you have it, probably you will think it is working and it is important. But I honestly don't think so. That's a derivative or that's a set. कि ये है तो जिंदगी खुश है आपकी. I'm sure somebody with a big dick is also very miserable at the same time.
But also I think now that I've grown up more, I have understood that sex is in the whole body and not just in your cock.
True.
So
and
you're talking about yourself and not about your dick when you say growing up.
That too, maybe. I don't know. That's a difficult question to answer. I haven't measured it ever, which I know a lot of people have, but I haven't. But I really understood that more. There's an episode in Friends where Joey cannot, do penetrative sex and he learns to do everything else. It's like that. You learn that, you learn that, oh wow, like the sex is in the whole body. And it's like you just want to play the piano or you want to have the whole orchestra.
So where do you think this myth actually came up from? Was it from schoolboys sitting in line comparing them?
I'm sure some guy with big dick. I'm sure that's what it is. That's how it starts. Like you and I in the same school. With it. Being tall is the best. When you know, and that's it. The majority of it, and also the fear of it. If I don't agree with you, so like everybody, for example, if my female friend says that she likes tall, dark, and handsome, and I'm all the opposite, like short, fair, and cute. I would sideline myself because that's the majority what they look at.
Right, it sort of kills your chances.
Yeah, so for me it does, right? So for me, I would never steep in with it. So my defense mechanism would be humor. In sex, probably if not dick size, then you will have like maybe more attention, foreplay. A lot of these porn that you see, zero foreplay is happening.
Yeah,
I mean, right there.
True. But historically, if you see all of those Michelangelo's, David and all, they don't have big penises. And in fact, it was believed that small penises represent fertility. So obviously something has changed.
So there's an argument for both sides then,
Yeah.
For the smaller as well as the...
Yeah, just like
he had it, so he showed it
exactly.
off and we didn't speak about it.
Yeah.
So how do you suggest that one works on the technique? So you think that a skill set of the tool is more important? Like we've just discussed that, size is really not, big on the argument. So then what is? Is it the skill?
I think the best teacher is the person you're with. That person has to tell you how it works.
So being attentive?
Absolutely attentive. I mean, if you're not attentive, you're a dumbass. You're an absolute dumbass. The woman or the man on the other side has to tell you what works for them. And certainly it's not a similar pain stroke for everyone. So the more relationship, the more partners you've had, you absolutely grow better as a lover. So I used to make this very stupid joke, every time I lose in love, I become a better lover. Which is not in connotation of love, but in the connotation of probably sex. So yeah, I think the best person is the person who's at the recipient side and saying, this works for me. Orgasm, no orgasm, size, no size, foreplay, talk, discussion, cuddling. I don't know.
No mind if your eyes are closed, keep your ears open at least.
Yeah, in Kama Sutra, Vasan says that sex is the art of pleasuring the other.
Yeah.
You know, the moment you get this,
Yeah.
even if you're in an orgy and if everybody is focused on pleasuring everybody, then everybody is pleasured.
Correct.
But if you're only interested in pleasuring yourself, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, somebody is going dry. Also, like, learn about what you are interacting with, in the sense that what is a vulva, what is a vagina, how does it operate, what is it, you know. Like, I know so many men who do not even know that there is a thing called cunnilingus, you know, and they are amazed by it, that, oh, ye bhi hota hai, ladkiyon ko bhi orgasm hota hai, you know, like, I've actually, that I've heard, right? And you're like, what? Like, hello? Yeah, so that's also there.
So what is really the key to an orgasm?
If there was a one-liner answer, I'd be the richest man on earth. I wish I had the answer to it. But I certainly would know that I give enough effort. Make her, if the woman wants to be felt special, if she wants done softly or done probably a little rough one, she likes to be spoken dirty to. I don't know, whatever it is from the other side. Being willing to do that and participate in it wholeheartedly and putting her first is the key to it.
So that's the key.
Yeah, because men have this
Precisely.
massive.
Yeah.
So men, yes, usually have this great advantage of having a penis and hangs outside and erects. But the worst part is that once you're done, you can be the prettiest woman on earth and like, please, behan, okay. Like, I would rather go smoke a cigarette. So we don't have the longevity of it, which women does have. They actually have it. So you might as well put them first and make it special.
What about you? What do you think?
Like, you have to really know what they want and work on it, and think about orgasm as a mutual thing. You know, the moment you include mutuality, you know, there's a line in LA Confidential: reciprocity is the basis of all relationship. So unless you learn to reciprocate.
Also, to his point, if you make it better for the other person, you might as well have a chance again for doing it.
Right.
If you make it really stupid for that person, like, yeah, please.
Exactly.
Like, you don't want to see that person. Like, yeah, I mean,
Do you think the humongous size of the male penis in porn that is available to us is actually counterproductive?
what you see is what you perceive, right? I mean, you think that, and the woman is making noises of the noises that you've never heard in life. You must be thinking, this is it. This is it. And why do you think penis enlargements and sexual enhancement skill, the ads on porn sites is usually this: you take this one pill and it grows by 98 inches. I like the cameraman doing this, pills. But
We've been through that scam.
yeah. So, and this is why it sells, because it sells. There's a market to it. Yeah, I've heard you have to realize you can't grow taller, you can't go hair back. There's nothing called penis enlargement. That you're stupid. If you could figure that out, you're the richest man on earth. You're the richest person on earth. Period.
Sush, what do you think?
Yeah. I think porn is a great site to understand of patriarchy, you know, and when we talk about it, we usually say that iska matlab ye hai, aurat ye wo, but actually it's a system which affects even men, and porn is a great site to understand that, because what happens is you see those big penises and you see these unbelievable, you know, unrealistic standards of masculinity, and you know how somebody can do it for hours and stuff, and people go like, what, there must be something wrong with me, you know, I'm not doing it right, what he said, you know. I have a friend who only kind of grew up in this America made studio made porn, and he's otherwise a very sensible, tender person, but he cannot enjoy sex unless it's hardcore, you know, and it has come from that pornography that he's seen. And once we had this
perception of the act. So at the beginning of the talk, we spoke about the other half, right? Now, does the other half really understand the male organ in terms of performances, in terms of lack of performances, in terms of a good day, in terms of a bad day? Do you think?
I'm sure they're equally challenged. I mean, they grew up in the same society. They grew up in the same society. Their exposure to that is same. Porns, books, whatever it is, are talking to equally dumbfounded friends who are there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so most of them, they don't even have a clue to. Yeah, absolutely. Again, as I said previously, that the more you get into this, you know, and the better you get at it. That is simple. If you pay attention, I'm sure there are some women who are great in pleasuring men, and there are some women who suck at it. And similarly goes for men. Do they have all the women figured out men? No. They have figured out, yeah, men want it better because we're like, haha, this is it. But from the sex part, I don't think so. They're equally clueless.
A lot of men that I meet, you know, they are struggling. Although they have a penis, but they are still kind of figuring out how to please the other. And just this much, just to learn this, that the job is to please the other, it takes a lot of unlearning and cultural work, because sex is always looked at as, even in our culture, it's looked at as a very selfish act. तुम sex करने गए, like तुम अपने लिए कर रहे हो जैसे.
कर लो.
Yeah, so it's always about you in a state.
Hotel room thing is there. You can't take hours for hotel room hours. You can't. मैं boss या रात को नहीं जाना. मैं जो रात में तो दिन में भी हो सकता है.
वही, exactly. Thank you.
Get it, like, मतलब ऐसे नहीं शाम को 6 बजे भाई साहब खड़े होके हम मैं निकल रहे घूमने.
Yeah, it doesn't work in the day.
Yeah, so stupid, exactly. Right?
But
it's not a nocturnal animal.
He's absolutely right in saying that. It is absolutely the barrier that has to be broken from both the sides. Absolutely, yeah.
But how does one really ensure that he gets the right skills?
Willingness to learn, probably. I think all of this has been always there. Videos, अब porn आपके पास online है, पहले videos में होता था, cassettes में, VHS में होता था. I mean, I'm sure we have both gone to video cassette shops कि भैया जरा उस scene वाली picture दे दो. So but it is the willingness to learn probably and make an impact of it. Otherwise, तो yeah, you can be one of those dumbfounded guys कि मेरा हो गया भाई हो गया बस. So it is the willingness to learn. The mediums have always been there. Either it has been the books earlier on, or the architecture, or the Ajanta and Elloras, and it has always been there. Yeah. It's the willingness to make it happen, probably.
Yeah, I remember someone actually gave me this example once about scale over technique, scale over size, was that you can have a red Ferrari, but if you don't know how to drive it, it's useless having the Ferrari.
Correct. I'll just add to it. The guy who asked you this question or said this had a red Ferrari. An 100% probability he will not have it.
No.
Exactly right. So the person who has the red Ferrari will never make the statement. That's what I was saying. So somebody who has a big dong is like, "Yehi Bhagwan ki hai sir marzi bas." Yeah, that's what it is.
Right. So, well, that's it for us. It's again the end of Manhood Diaries. It's 3 guys sitting around, scratching their heads and talking about their balls. Thank you for watching.